Welcome learners to this session of BA Honours English Part 3, Paper 6. The topic today is The Love Song of J Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot. Prufrock looks back upon the events and thinks about his shortcomings. He asks, would it have been worth it after all? Line 87. But his fear of being misunderstood makes him accept his failures. I quote, if one settling a pillow by her head should say, that is not what I meant at all, that is not it at all. Lines 96 to 98. Now, these three lines give us a clue to the initial question about the identity of you and I. We understand that you is never a lady in the poem. She is one, the one who settles a pillow by her head and is prone to misunderstanding Prufrock. In the last part of the poem, we find a reversal from a tone of self-mockery, showing Prufrock as a fool in an Elizabethan play, to the language of the romantic longing. Prufrock at the end tries to escape from the real world where he was defeated, and he dreams of mermaids. Yet he cannot avoid the reality and drowns. The poem is all about desire and failure. It seems to be the story of what is taking place inside a man called Prufrock, and understands it to be a dramatic monologue, that is, a dialogue between you and I, both being the same person and not different beings. Prufrock is self introspecting. The you is the passionate self who insists on going to meet the visit. The I is the one who consents and says, let us go then, you and I. Line 1. He is the timid self who does not dare, who does not ask the overwhelming question. If in the epigraph we had Guido's answer to Dante, somebody who believed would never return to the world to report Guido's words. Now in the poem, we have the words of the condemned I, who, like Guido, speaks freely only because he's sure that the you will not tell anyone about it. The enigma of the overwhelming question remains unanswered. It could be any of the sundry questions like, is Prufrock trying to issue a marriage proposal? Is he trying to ask the lady called one in the poem to marry him, or just asking about the meaning of this life? The answer may be different for different readers and most probably irrelevant too. It is enough to know that Prufrock never asks questions that he is unable to do so. T.S. Eliot is not presenting a story but a personality. It is built around a timid person called Prufrock, crying hoarse for an analysis. Prufrock presents a picture of an unattractive, middle-aged man who is growing old and talks about the bald spot in his hair, line 40. He is aware of his weakness and disabilities. I quote, I have seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal footman hold out my coat and snicker. Lines 84, 85. Prufrock is aware of his inferiority. He does understand that he is not Prince Hamlet, and the mermaids will not sing for him. He knows that he is not good at making a decision and takes refuge in self-mockery. Though resigned to failure, he is sensitive to criticism. He is aware that people comment on his thinning legs and arms and may have him sprawling on a pin. Line 57. With this, we come to an end of this session. So rest in next session. Thank you.